Hello, my name is Akikazu Nakamura. Thank you for visiting our Shakuhachi Grand Tutorial. This is 10 times. Today's theme is 9 kinds of Kari. Many of the techniques of Kari are the opposite of Meri. So if you go down to Meri, and then we have to use Kari. So thus the Kari technique is used in 3 situations. Number 1, when returning a note that had been in Meri to Kari by a single or a semitone range, like this. Like this, and then from A to E, I'm going to show you the technique. We learned in the Meri technique that 5 patterns just only used for returning. And then number 2, to raise the pitch of a note from its normal state to a semitone or just a little higher. For example, like this. Like this, so some pitch going up and coming down. And then number 3, to compensate so that the pitch does not fall from the normal state. The pitch does not change because of the correction. From A to E is especially effective when the pitch is lowered by these methods. It's difficult to use if it's not made in the way. For example, if we play like this, the pitch going down. So we compensate by Kari. Like this. For that, we can use from the number 2. And then let me explain from the A to I. From the A to E, we using just returning from the Meri. A, push out, that is the opposite of the Meri, pulling. So like this. For Meri, putting the shakuhachi in your face. So opposite way, we push out. So for that, putting pressure on the face and then pushing the shakuhachi out of the face, just a little bit. And then it's effective when used in conjunction with other techniques. So for mixing, this is good. But just only this technique A, it's not so effective. Like this. We cannot make the pitch so higher. So we using other technique. At that time, just mix a little bit. And then next, B. So it's called outside blowing. But just only we can use after we did inner blowing. So after inside blowing, we can go to outside. But just only outside blowing we cannot use. If the change angle, it doesn't change anything. And then it's just possible only when Meri was down with inner blowing or inside blowing. And then the upper lip is placed backward and then lower lip placed forward. So the direction of airstream is going to be changed, and then pitch is going up. Like this. And then C, jaw forward. After jaw back, when Mary was down, don't overdo the jaw forward. Like this. But if you jaw forward too much, the sound is going to be obscure. Next, jaw up, close the jaw that was open. Only when the jaw is open in Mary, when you open your jaw with Mary, the form is pronounced as O. So going back to closing your teeth, so therefore, when you use this technique, you should change mouth cavity as if you pronounce O and E. So imagine pronounce O and E. And the next one, facial up, return the face that was tilted down to the lower right to the top, like this. When you go to Mary, so at that time we can return, and this should be done with two-dimensional movement. In 3 dimensions, the movement is too complicated to be done fast. So like this, if going in a one line, we can play very fast, but if we're using a 3-dimensional movement, we cannot move so fast. The next, F, left diagonal lower opening. So here, please open here. So changing the angle of shakuhachi to the face. But this is used only in special circumstances, such as at the end of a piece to compensate for the pitch of the note and cleanly erase it. For example, if you go down to this note and then we'd like to erase very beautifully, usually pitch is going down. So by Kari, we compensate. Like this. And then this technique, F, just it can be used for this kind of situation. Otherwise, the edge is getting closer and then angle changed a lot. So it makes the sound very thin or too soft. So usually it's too soft and then it's not good for some composition. And the next, G, left horizontal opening, like this. So this is the most common technique, often used to quickly bring back a note that has been plucked. So like this, if you marry and then go back, at that time, but sound is not so good. So H and the I. So I is very slow, but the sound is very good. So G is very fast, but sound is not so great. And the next H is in between. So left diagonal upstroke, like this. This is down when a little more time can be spent down in G. So G is H is and the next I, straight up opening. This is a very time consuming technique and is used only on special occasion. So it's used Kinkoryu Nayashi. So at that time like this. Okay, and then we studied 9 technique, but each technique isolation is very important. So at first don't mix together. At first study each technique and then divide. And then so if you learn in that way, you can mix very easily. And then next, I'd like to talk about the total character of the 9 techniques. First one, range of usage. Number 1, I told you, Kari back. So at first we have to marry, and then when going back, we using this technique. And then second one, little higher in pitch. So just make sound a little bit higher or just a half note. And then number 3, pitch correction. So I put each number in this table. So please refer this number and then this technique. And then next, the principle of Kari. There are 3 techniques. Open the mouthpiece. So if you open the mouthpiece, the pitch is going to be high, and then up the blowing angle, so changing the angle of airstream, and then also blow harder, the pitch is going to be up. And then next, motion width. If motion width is very wide, it's very difficult to move. But the motion width is very narrow, we can move very fast. Roughly according to the motion width in order from 8 higher. So from 8I, it's getting a little bit wider. And then speed of motion, push out and outside blowing are very fast, cause just 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter. And then the technique with combined principles are very slower. And then next, harmonics. Basically, when returning to the Kari, the position is normal. So when further Kari is made, overtones are reduced. And then also same way, sound quality. Basically, the position is normal when returning to the Kari back. So actually, the sound quality doesn't change. But when you carry more, the sound quality becomes softer. Okay, thank you very much. So next, probably I can show you the combination of the Kari technique and the Meri technique. It's a little bit complex, but we can apply it in many compositions. Thank you very much.